Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Keep on crying that, Israel has occupied our territory. Why did Israel occupy our territory? Because you fools attacked Israel. You attacked Israel, Israel defeated you, occupied your territory. No, my friend, your relationship with me, Gaurav Arya. We are brothers. You're Muslim, I'm Hindu, does not matter. We are brothers. Hindu, Muslim, Sikhs, Christians. We are brothers, we are Indians. Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Now, there is so much happening in Israel. Hamas had attacked. Now, Israel is counter-attacking. And Israel is saying that Hamas will cease to exist. There is a sense of fury in Israel, cold fury. And there is this directional fury, if you know what I mean. Israelis are very clear. This time it's a battle to the finish. And Netanyahu, the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who himself is a former Special Forces soldier, his elder brother, Colonel Netanyahu, died in that famous raid at Entebbe. Just read about the raid at Entebbe. In Uganda, Idi Amin was the dictator and Idi Amin had hijacked, there were people who had hijacked the plane and they were there and Idi Amin was giving shelter to the hijackers and Israelis launched a raid, thousands of kilometers, they flew to Entebbe and they rescued everybody, they killed the Ugandan soldiers, they rescued everybody. The one Israeli who died was Benjamin Netanyahu's elder brother. A very illustrious family. Benjamin Netanyahu himself is a former Israeli Army Special Forces soldier and he said that this is going to be a war to the finish and he also said that it will take time. It's a long and torturous war and that's how it's going to be. Now, I have some news for you, ladies and gentlemen, and some of it is unfortunately from India. Now, of course, Israel has invoked Article 40 LF. Now, what is Article 40 LF? Which means that it has officially declared war. Today, as we speak, Israel is in a state of war. Article 40 LF was once invoked in 1973 during the Yom Kippur War. And it was even, even during the Yom Kippur War, Israel was attacked surreptitiously. And when on the night intervening 6th and 7th, Israel was attacked, it was again attacked surreptitiously. You see, the Israelis have this weekly holiday called Shabbat, which is on Saturday. On Saturday, Israelis don't work. And, they don't attend any official functions. Nothing happens in Israel. And it's a religious feeling amongst Jews that, this is the day when, we must not work. So they don't work actually in Israel. Now, what happened was very, very strangely that Hamas chose that particular day and the 50th anniversary of the Yom Kippur War to attack. There are so many Arab countries surrounding Israel and all of them have been beaten black and blue by Israel. All of them, without exception. All of them have been thrashed brutally by Israel. And all these Palestinians, they keep on crying that, and other countries keep on crying that, Israel has occupied our territory. Why did Israel occupy our territory? Because you fools attacked Israel. You attacked Israel, Israel defeated you, occupied your territory. And this time, I would like to tell my Israeli brothers and sisters, please occupy this entire cancer called Palestine. I'm sick and tired of listening to this Palestinian victim card playing people, always. And across the world, they've got champions. They've got champions in India. Oh, this is wrong, that is just finish of the state called Palestine, occupy it and give their people. Because the Palestinian people, if you remove Hamas, and if you remove the PLO leadership, they're decent people, they're good, hardworking people. They should get a better life and they'll get that life under Israel. And this area should belong to Israel. Take it over completely. We stand with you, we stand with Israel, take over this area. End this nonsense once and for all. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that long and difficult conflict, as I mentioned, and he says enemy will pay unprecedented price. Now, Hezbollah is also involved. What is Hezbollah? Hezbollah is another terror outfit which operates in Lebanon. And, when Hamas attacked from this side, Hezbollah started attacking from the other side and it started firing shells. Israel has responded and one thing has come out that this entire thing was orchestrated by Iran. This is something that, you see, Israel has been saying for a very long time, but the world has not taken it seriously. Israel has been saying for a very long time that the epicenter of this entire nonsense is not Hamas or Hezbollah. Hamas and Hezbollah are simply, they're just friends. It's actually Iran that is doing all of that. It is Iran that is doing it. And it is Iran that is guilty. That is what Israel has been saying all along. And this is something that we must recognize. And India must come out very, very strongly in favor of Israel. We should stand with Israel. I personally stand with Israel. And there is no question of not supporting Israel. But there are people in India, and I'm sad. You can support Palestine if you want. Yeah, that's your wish. India is a democratic country. You can support whomever you wish. It doesn't matter. All right? You can support whomever. But do it logically. I was aghast when I saw. Just see this video, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I was aghast when I heard these lines coming out from Aligarh Muslim University, AMU. AMU students taking out a march saying, "Tera mera rishta kya la ilaha illallah." You see, had Aligarh Muslim University students said that, okay, here is the history of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and this is why logically we support Palestine, I would have understood. I may have disagreed, but I would have respected their point of view. The problem is that they are making it only about religion. They are saying, we are Muslims, you're Muslims. It does not matter if you rape women. It does not matter if you take sex slaves. It does not matter if you kill kids. It does not matter if you enter into people's home and shoot them dead. It does not matter. We belong to the same faith, and therefore I stand with you. Now, if somebody reacts, there'll be this charge of communalism and there'll be a charge of Islamophobia. And believe you me, it's coming. Surely as night follows day and day follows night, this charge is coming. And there are so many people who are saying, they're tweeting about it, they're saying, no, Palestine. And we stand with Hamas. You stand with Hamas. Hamas should be destroyed. Hamas should be finished. And I'm telling the IDF, keep on hitting Hamas so hard that Hamas vaporizes. There should be no mercy for animals like the Hamas. Ladies and gentlemen, this conflict has spread beyond Israel, and 2 Israelis were killed. They'd gone to Alexandria in Egypt. They'd gone as tourists, and a policeman took out his gun and shot both of them. This policeman, a radical Islamist, came to know that these tourists were Israelis and hence Jews, and he shot both of them dead. No logic. And this has been happening to Jews, and it's been happening for centuries and centuries here. For thousands of years, millennia, this has been happening to Jews. People just, you find out he's a Jew, nobody asks whether you're right or wrong. And this is why the state of Israel is such a hard state. Because they have to be a hard state if they have to survive. Just imagine, people will not let the Jews live in peace. The Jews have to fight back, and they have been fighting back just for the right of survival. What does Hamas say? All those people in India who are supporting Hamas, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're saying, Tera mera rishta kya la ilaha illallah. You're saying your relationship with Hamas is that of Islam. No, my friend. Your relationship is with me, Gaurav Arya. We are brothers. You're Muslim, I'm Hindu, does not matter. We are brothers. Hindu, Muslim, Sikhs, Christians. We are brothers, we are Indians. What relationship do you have with a Palestinian or a Hamas terrorist thousands of kilometers away? You've never been to Palestine. What sort of relationship is this? Tera mera rishta kya? What are the nonsense? Your relationship is with me. My relationship is with you. And it does not matter if your parents are Muslim and my parents Hindu. It does not matter. We are Indians. You need to condemn terror acts rather than finding excuses for why somebody did this. This whole thing about I see in Pakistan, the same attitude I see in Pakistan that I see in Aligarh Muslim University, I see the same attitude in Pakistan. I see Shehbaz Sharif saying that no, this had to happen. He's justifying this violence. Shehbaz Sharif, that wimp. He's justifying this violence and he's saying, no, it's all right. Actually, what happened was that the Israelis had done so, they violated the rights of the Palestinians and they had to stand up. What a basket case Pakistan is. I mean, Pakistanis, you should be ashamed of being Pakistanis. Just the fact that you were born in Pakistan, you should hang your heads in shame. Your so-called Oxford-educated former Prime Minister Imran Khan, he calls Osama bin Laden a martyr in your parliament. He calls him a shaheed. Can you imagine? What about Pervez Musharraf, your former army chief and president? He said that Osama bin Laden and Hafiz Saeed, they are heroes in Pakistan. Shehbaz Sharif is saying that, the Hamas people are great because they fought back for their rights. He's written a long tweet. I mean, what kind of a basket case is Pakistan? I don't understand. What's wrong with you guys mentally? Are you mentally okay? Do you have some psychological problems? What's wrong with you, Pakistanis? You support terrorism. Whenever it happens in the world, you support it. It happens in Kashmir, you are very happy. But once it happens to you, throw out all the Afghan refugees. Why? You should welcome the Afghan refugees. They are sorting you out nice and proper. When you get a taste of your own medicine, you don't like it. Then you play the victim card. This victim card you have learned from the Palestinians. They're the champions, of course, of the victim card thing. The Palestinians forever playing this Islamophobia and victim card thing. Pakistanis, I don't know what's wrong with you Pakistanis, yaar. You have lost all mental equilibrium. So you want to say that the Afghan refugees should get lost. Why should they get lost? I think they're doing a fantastic job. They're keeping you on a short leash. So if there is a terror incident anywhere in the world, Pakistanis celebrate it. If it is Islamist terror, which 99.9% of the time it is, you celebrate. You get into this mad dance of joy. But when it is inside your country, then you start crying. Why do you have double standards? Look at all your leaders. Look at your so-called Oxford-educated Imran Khan. Several of his wives are there in the West with his kids. I don't know how many kids he has. Imran Khan, you want to support Palestine, but you want to make your house in the West. Don't you think this is ideological thievery? Shehbaz Sharif, Nawaz Sharif, all your ill-gotten wealth is in London. Have some shame at least, yaar. Have some shame. All your wealth is in London and you're supporting Palestine. What is UK supporting? UK supporting Israel. You have no moral ethics, which is why Pakistan is in the sewer here. It's down in the gutter because of people like you. The common people have no education. They anyway don't know what's going on in this world. And Pakistani politicians, all of them with grand houses in the West, kids in the West, education in the West, investments in the West, capital in the West. But you want to support Palestine? Please buy a house in Gaza Strip. Please buy a house. You have the money. If you can buy a house in New York, if you can buy a house in Avonfield in London, why can't you buy a house in Gaza? Go live in Gaza. No. What you want to do is you want to take advantage of the democracy in the West and you want to pay lip service, and you don't understand that by paying lip service to Palestine, right, and to Hamas, the kind of damage that you're causing. But you don't care about the damage as long as you get enriched. And I would like all these Pakistanis and even people in the Aligarh Muslim University and other people, who are so happy with Hamas, pick up a gun and go fight. Why aren't you fighting? Go fight. If you have the guts, if you have the courage, go and fight. You should go and fight. Yeah. Go say that you want to join the Hamas and go and fight against Israel. And Pakistanis, you should also do it. This entire fever of jihad that you get so frequently, jihad fi sabilillah, this will come out of your nose and your mouth and your ears before 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It's very easy to sit in Lahore and preach. If you really want to support your quote-unquote Hamas brothers, Shehbaz Sharif, send your son. Nawaz Sharif, send your sons and send your brother-in-laws and sons-in-laws and whoever it is in your family. Tell them to go and join Hamas and fight. Will you do that? Hypocrites and rogues. The UAE has distanced itself and UAE said we don't care about this fight, right? We do not engage in politics, we govern by supply and demand. And we do not consider what each country has done. Mazroui is the United Arab Emirates Energy Minister, Sohail Al-Mazroui, and Sohail Al-Mazroui says that we don't care. We are based on oil demand and supply. That's our entire policy. We don't care about the politics of every state. So they have taken a step back. The United States of America has deployed an aircraft carrier, destroyer and munitions to help protect the Israeli people. So the USS Gerald R Ford, I beg your pardon, ladies and gentlemen. Gerald R Ford is a 100,000-ton displacement aircraft carrier. This is one of the biggest that America has got. I mean, 100,000-ton displacement. It has 5,500-6,000 people manning. It has more than 90 fighter aircraft. And similarly, when an aircraft carrier moves, it moves with nuclear submarines, it moves with destroyers, it moves with frigates. There is an entire ecosystem, it's an entire fleet that moves with an aircraft carrier. So this has parked itself off Israel's shores. And why is this? This is a guarantee that countries like Iran and Turkey don't start feeling funny all of a sudden, you know. Somebody starts remembering the Ottoman Empire and some delusions of grandeur which, Erdogan might have, or one of those mad mullahs in Tehran might have. So just to persuade them to act in a more decent manner, this aircraft carrier has been put. And if anything happens to Israel, all hell is going to break loose, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you today, you're going to have NATO standing there. And China doesn't care. Russia doesn't care. You'll see the kind, and after this, let me tell you, after this, once this war is over, see the kind of action that is taken against Iran. You'll just see. Massive action is going to be taken against Iran. Massive action. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the question and answers, now we have Ashwin. I'm sorry, Ashwin. You have a really long name, and I'm not able to. Ashwin Velachayamai Sivananantha. Wow. So I'll stick with Ashwin. All right. Thank you, Ashwin, for your question. And isn't it a perfect time for China, as they would be thinking US is burdened with 2 wars, and how is time to covertly make Taiwan a part? No, I don't think so. This has nothing to do with it. US is not burdened with any war. US is not fighting. US is just writing checks. There Zelensky is fighting the Russians, and the Russians are fighting Zelensky and his army, and here the Israelis. So, no. I don't think China is going to look. China may look for an opportunity here, but it's not like to take over Taiwan and all that. China is not going to do that. Okay, then Mihir Pivalkar, Jain Major, Jain Mihirji. Why doesn't Israel and Hamas once and for all? Why doesn't Israel end Hamas once and for all? It shouldn't be difficult for Israel to do. So looking at the track record, I think area-wise also Gaza Strip looks small. Yes, it's a small strip, and that's what I've been saying. Israel should just take over the Gaza Strip and end the story. There's a victim card playing and this nonsense which keeps on coming out from there. Stop once in a while. Just take over Gaza and finish off the story. Humez, how do we tackle information warfare that is happening? For example, I've been to spaces, geopolitics on Twitter, where the narrative from terrorists has changed due to turn them to freedom fighters. I fear one day people might change the narrative about India as well. People like you are our only hope, because I don't see government looking to tackle this info warfare. No, actually, I would beg to disagree. I think you're giving me too much credit, which I'm not worthy of. The government is looking into it, and there will be people always trying to do something. There are 10 times more people who stand with Israel, right? Actually, Palestine and Pakistan, the two Ps, they have perfected the art of victimhood. And it's very difficult to fight a person who's perpetually playing the victim. If I keep on saying I'm the victim, people will feel sorry for you. And they make people sorry for them. And Palestinians are past masters of this. Palestinians are past masters. Suddenly, day before yesterday, everything was quiet. Nobody was doing anything. Palestinians were coming to Israel, right, to work. A lot of them come to Israel every day to work and all that. Everything was going on peacefully. Suddenly, Hamas decides to attack. Hundreds of Israelis are killed. It's natural that Israel will react. When Israel reacts, suddenly everybody's playing the victim. And suddenly it's Israel's fault. This is the biggest weapon that, parts of, not the entire Arab world, I'm not saying the entire Arab world, but parts of the Arab world use beautifully, and Pakistan uses very beautifully. Pakistan has also perfected this art of suddenly becoming the victim. They can have the worst terrorists in the world. They can have Osama bin Laden sitting there for 6 years or 5 years, right? They can have the Lashkar, the Jaish. They can have the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. They can have everything inside Pakistan. They can have an entire terror network running in Pakistan. But suddenly Pakistan is a victim of terror. So many Pakistanis have given their lives. Fight. So this is a kind of victimhood narrative that is very difficult to deal with, and these guys are experts, Pakistanis and Palestinians both. So ladies and gentlemen, with that, I come to the end of this video. If you like this video, press the like button, and I'd like to say in the end, do subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon, and I, Major Gaurav Arya, stand with Israel.